world leaders have just set a fatal trap, and Donald Trump walked right into it. As we speak, Europe is gearing up for something that could change everything, militarily, politically, and economically. And the shocking part, it all centers around Greenland. You think this is just about territory? Think again. It's the key to something much larger, and it's unfolding right now. But here's the kicker. No one is telling you what's really at stake. So what exactly is going on here? It's not just about military drills or political posturing. This is about a much bigger game, and it's playing out in real time. Europe isn't just reacting to Trump's moves. They're preparing for something more. Germany, France, the UK, Norway, they're all sending troops to Greenland. But why? What are they seeing that we're not? Is this just a military exercise, or are they preparing for something far more dangerous? And what does this mean for you, the everyday citizen? The story is about to flip, and what's coming next might change everything. Now here's the bombshell. European leaders are taking no chances. France's President Macron recently made a chilling statement. To be free, we must make them fear us. That's not just tough talk. He's laying down a challenge to Donald Trump. He knows the stakes are high. Macron is pushing for a massive defense budget increase, 64 billion euros by 2027. But here's the part nobody is saying out loud. This isn't just about defense. It's about sending a message to Trump and to America. It's about making sure Trump never thinks he can walk all over them again. Notice what's missing here. Macron's words aren't just a defense strategy. They're a declaration of intent. But this doesn't stop with France. It gets worse. The entire geopolitical landscape is shifting, and Trump's actions are speeding up the process. Look at what's happening in Canada. Prime Minister Carney just made a deal with China that could strike a fatal blow to the U.S. car industry. But here's the twist. Carney's move isn't just about trade. It's about sending a clear message to Trump. Canada is aligning with China, and it's not just about economic deals, it's a power play. Meanwhile, Denmark, where Greenland resides, is standing firm with NATO, ready to defend the island. What does this mean? Europe, Canada, and China are all lining up against Trump. And if this continues, it might spark something no one expected, a direct confrontation with the United States. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. Trump's own officials are fueling the fire. His chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, confirmed that the U.S. is still pushing hard to acquire Greenland. But it doesn't stop there. Trump's making threats, saying countries that oppose his plans could face a 25% tariff. That's 7 times higher than usual, and he's serious. He's willing to take this to the extreme for Greenland, despite the fact that no one's truly supporting him. And here's the kicker. Trump's obsession with Greenland is distracting him from a far bigger problem. He's losing allies globally while obsessing over a strategic location that could have been handed to him for free. That detail changes everything. And it doesn't stop there. The dominoes are falling fast. First, there's the disaster unfolding in the Middle East. Qatar is forging a new alliance with Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, and they're bringing in Turkey and Egypt. This new military pact? It's a direct challenge to U.S. influence in the region. But the timing is key. This is happening while Trump is hyper-focused on Greenland. Meanwhile, the U.S. is weakening, unable to maintain its position in Latin America as China solidifies its dominance. What happens if this continues? The U.S. risks losing its grip on the entire globe, all because Trump can't let go of an island that isn't even up for sale. Now, let's bring this closer to home. You, the everyday American, are feeling the consequences of this foreign policy disaster. As Trump's attention shifts to Greenland, look at what's happening right here. ICE agents are using military tactics on U.S. streets, causing chaos and division. This isn't just about immigration enforcement, it's a political move. These actions are sparking outrage across the country, and the American people are turning against Trump. The question is, what's the end game? As the president risks alienating more allies abroad, he's simultaneously losing the trust of his own citizens. This is more than just a crisis. It's a catastrophe in the making. But this isn't just about Trump's missteps. This is about something much bigger, how systems of power and influence work. Trump's moves are rooted in a mindset that's about leverage and spectacle. The more he disrupts, the more people pay attention. The more countries react, the more he can claim he's shaking things up. But here's the unsettling truth. It's not about making America stronger. It's about feeding a narrative that makes the president seem untouchable even when he's losing ground. The real mechanism behind all this chaos? Fear. Fear of being outmaneuvered. Fear of losing relevance. And as the world shifts, this fear is driving everything from global politics to local policies. Now, what's next? There are two paths ahead, and both are uncertain. On one hand, Trump could double down on his isolationist strategy, focusing on Greenland while further alienating his allies. The risk? A world where the U.S. no longer leads. Europe, China, and even Canada could continue their alliances, leaving the U.S. on the outside looking in. But there's another possibility, a shift, a realization that focusing on Greenland is a mistake, one that leads to new diplomatic moves, a reevaluation of priorities. But here's the catch. We don't know which path Trump will take. Momentum is building, and his next move will decide which direction the world goes in. So what's the bottom line here? Trump's fixation on Greenland reveals a deeper problem, an administration more concerned with short-term wins than long-term strategy. This isn't just about an island, it's about the global balance of power. And as Trump's actions isolate America, the world is moving on without him. The next move is already forming, and it's up to the U.S. to decide whether it will adapt or be left behind. If you're seeing the cracks in this strategy, you're not alone. Make sure you're following for more analysis. We'll be watching closely as this all unfolds.